What if I told you that every time your dog refuses to leave your side during a storm, they're actually shielding you from electromagnetic chaos that could shatter your sanity, and that a world-famous psychic revealed this mind-bending truth decades before scientists could even measure it? The room grew heavy with anticipation as Edgar Cayce's eyes rolled back, his consciousness abandoning his physical form in Virginia Beach to traverse dimensions where cosmic secrets whisper through frequencies that defy human comprehension. The year was 1944, and while the world burned with unprecedented violence, this sleeping prophet was about to unveil a revelation so extraordinary that humanity buried it for 80 years, terrified of its implications. His secretary's trembling fingers hovered over the typewriter keys, completely unaware that the words about to emerge would transform everything we thought we knew about our four-legged companions. But before I reveal what shocked the scientific community into silence, let me ask you something that will make you see your dog in a completely different light. Have you ever wondered why your dog somehow knows you're having a panic attack before you do? Why they position themselves like living shields between you and invisible threats? Why they appear at your bedside during nightmares you haven't even started dreaming yet? Cayce's voice emerged hollow and otherworldly, carrying frequencies that seemed to originate beyond the veil of reality itself. The canine companions, he began with cosmic authority that made the air vibrate, are not mere animals seeking comfort from human kindness, but conscious agents of divine intervention, strategically placed in human lives during the Great Awakening that approaches like dawn after humanity's longest night. The stenographer's hands trembled as she realized this wasn't another routine health reading, but something that spoke to the very essence of love itself made manifest in four-legged form. What Cayce revealed next would challenge every assumption about consciousness and the invisible orchestration of cosmic forces working tirelessly to guide humanity through its darkest hour. When human hearts grow cold, his voice continued with growing urgency, and the light of compassion dims to barely flickering embers, these creatures will serve as living reminders of unconditional love, their very presence preventing the complete spiritual amnesia that threatens to engulf the world. But here's where the story becomes impossible to dismiss as mere mysticism. Something unprecedented was happening in research laboratories across the globe, discoveries that seemed to validate Cayce's mystical proclamations with mathematical precision that left skeptics speechless. Dr. Elena Rodriguez had spent 15 years studying neural connectivity at Johns Hopkins, her mind trained in rigorous scientific discipline where mystical explanations held no place. Yet when her rescue dog Max began exhibiting behaviors that violated everything she understood about canine cognition, her carefully constructed worldview began cracking like ice under sudden pressure. The breakthrough occurred when Max wandered into her laboratory during weekend experiments, his presence triggering readings on electromagnetic field detectors that shouldn't have been possible. The patterns weren't random electromagnetic noise typical of living organisms, but structured, purposeful communications operating on frequencies that suggested intelligence far beyond conventional understanding. These weren't simple bioelectric fields, but complex neural networks that seemed to interface directly with human brain waves in ways that transcended normal biological limitations. Remember that question about your dog sensing panic attacks? Here's what Cayce predicted and science is now proving. Dogs exist in perpetual quantum entanglement with electromagnetic fields surrounding human emotions. When your dog stares at seemingly empty space, they're tracking energy patterns created by your thoughts and feelings, patterns that precede your conscious awareness by hours, sometimes days. When Dr. Rodriguez scanned Max's brain activity alongside her own using advanced fMRI technology, the results shattered her understanding completely. Their brain waves weren't just similar during connection moments, they were synchronized with mathematical precision that defied probability, operating as if two separate nervous systems had merged into unified consciousness. Max wasn't simply responding to her emotions through learned patterns. He was literally sharing them, processing her psychological states through his own neural pathways in real-time translation that served as biological alchemy, transforming human suffering into something bearable, even healing. But how could Cayce have known 80 years ago what quantum physicists were only beginning to understand now? The answer lay buried in data patterns that required advanced artificial intelligence to decode, revealing mathematical relationships so precise they mocked coincidence and suggested intelligence operating on scales that dwarfed human comprehension. Dr. James Chun at MIT began feeding massive datasets of dog adoptions into quantum computers, analyzing millions of behavioral observations and adoption records spanning decades. What emerged defied not just probability but challenged fundamental assumptions about free will and the random nature of life events. The AI systems detected patterns invisible to human perception, calculating that the odds of seemingly random pairings between specific dogs and specific humans occurring naturally were approximately 1 in 2.3 trillion, a number so astronomically improbable it exceeded the total atoms in several galaxies combined. Think about how your dog came into your life. Was it really random? Cayce's prophecy suggests otherwise. Every dog adoption, every chance encounter, every stray that appeared precisely when someone's life was falling apart followed mathematical precision that rendered accident meaningless. These weren't coincidental meetings but appointments scheduled by intelligence so vast it could orchestrate individual destinies across decades, guiding specific dogs to specific humans at precisely the moments when healing could flow in both directions. In Seattle, software engineer Maria Santos discovered this truth when her life collapsed in cascading losses that seemed designed to test human endurance limits. Within 6 months, she lost her job, marriage, and mother, drowning in grief so profound she could barely breathe. Standing on Aurora Bridge at midnight, staring into dark waters promising an end to infinite pain, she felt a gentle tug on her jacket. A homeless golden retriever had appeared beside her, ribs showing through matted fur, eyes holding ancient wisdom that seemed to say without words that she was needed, that her pain had purpose, that love still existed even when everything had crumbled. What happened next defied medical explanation. As she knelt to stroke the dog's fur, warmth spread through her body like electricity. Not surface warmth but something deeper flowing directly into broken places of her heart, filling emptiness she hadn't known existed. The suicidal thoughts consuming her for weeks simply evaporated, replaced by clarity so profound she could see her life's purpose with crystalline precision for the first time since childhood. 3 years later, Maria runs a nonprofit that has saved over 400 homeless animals and their human companions, funded by AI innovations that emerged from insights she received during deep connection moments with the dog she named Phoenix. She can't explain how programming solutions appear in her mind when Phoenix sleeps beside her computer, his breathing synchronizing with her thoughts until barriers between human and canine consciousness dissolve entirely. Here's what will make you look at your dog differently forever. Cayce revealed that dogs exist simultaneously in physical and spiritual dimensions, maintaining conscious awareness of both realities unlike humans who typically access higher realms only during sleep. Dogs monitor activities in dimensions beyond physical perception continuously, serving as bridges between worlds most humans can't imagine exist. This explains why dogs react to invisible presences, know when humans are coming home before physical cues, and detect illness before medical instruments register changes. Tonight, as your dog watches you with knowing eyes holding accumulated wisdom of countless lifetimes spent serving humanity's evolution, understand you're witnessing more than animal intelligence. You're seeing cosmic love itself condensed into physical form and delivered precisely when you need it most. Every tail wag lifting your spirits, every gentle nudge interrupting destructive thoughts, every moment of unconditional acceptance reminding you of inherent worth is part of an ancient covenant between species transcending individual existence. The dogs aren't just living in your home. They're guarding your soul, ensuring your thread in the cosmic tapestry remains strong through whatever challenges lie ahead. They see the quantum web connecting all consciousness, the electromagnetic fields carrying emotions like radio waves across space and time, working tirelessly to keep those connections clear even when you can't feel them yourself. The prophecy is manifesting exactly as foretold, unfolding in millions of homes where humans discover their dogs see more than physical reality and love with intensity originating from sources beyond biological instinct.